The GVM Motorized slider, a 309 slider that also pans and can take time lapses. But is it actually usable and reliable? Well, in this video we're gonna go over the pros and cons of the slider and also whether you should buy it or not. The Great Video Maker slider is a cheap slider in the world of motorized sliders. It comes with the remote which has Velcro on it and also a 1/4 inch hole on the bottom, the remote cable, an extra bell, a 3.5mm extension cord, and the time-lapse cables. I find the build quality pretty solid. It offers carbon fiber rails which makes it light. I like the added feature of panning. It definitely spices up the shots. They also include a battery and a charger. Not bad. It features 2 1/4 inch holes on the bottom of each side for support arms and a 1/4 inch and 3/4 inch on the outside of each side for additional accessories. The middle plate offers plenty of mounting options on any tripod. It comes with built-in feet on each side which are height adjustable. You can control the panning motion from the 2 knobs on the top of each side. They even have markings so you know exactly where you're tightening it. Definitely a nice touch. I like how you can still use the slider manually even when it's off, and there's also a locking knob so it doesn't have to keep moving back and forth if you don't want it to. When it comes to motor noise, it's not going to bother you in interviews. I love the fact that I can use it without my phone or connecting it to an app or anything like that. It offers variable speed from 1% to 100%. You can literally adjust it by 1% increments, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to test its time-lapse capabilities right now because this is not what I'm going to use it for. But when it comes to video, the footage is definitely smooth and usable. That includes the panning as well. I'll let you be the judge yourself. The slider itself is very responsive when changing directions. It's so aggressive it actually shakes my table, so torque power is definitely there. Last but not least, it comes with a nice bag which makes it easy to travel with it if you can get over its size. Now let's talk about the things that I wasn't very happy about. 3 days in of me owning this slider, the remote broke just by itself. Fortunately enough, it's still working, but it's definitely not a good look. Also, why does the remote feel so cheap and poorly made? Not to mention the fact that the battery kept sliding out the remote when I was holding it because of the way it's designed. When it comes to what annoyed me the most, it's definitely having to buy a fluid head to go on it because the way the plate is designed makes it very hard to put a ball head on it and tighten it because the knob is too close to the plate itself. Not a big deal, but a bit annoying. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that it pans, but I hate that there is some free play when it starts moving. Luckily, the panning motion is in fact smooth and the free play doesn't affect the quality of the shot. But if it didn't have that free play, it literally would have been perfect. Now, when it comes to the slider sliding, no pun intended, if you start using it right away without setting the start point and end point, it will slide to one side and wouldn't stop. It literally keeps going until it hits the end, then it gets ugly from there. I just don't understand why they wouldn't have it smoothly loop without you having to set it every time, but also allow you the option to change the points. Just why let it get that ugly? Also, one thing they expect is that when you turn it off and back on, you have to set the start and end point every time. Now, if you have a professional grade tripod, you don't have to worry about this. But if you don't, you might need to upgrade first before you get that slider because the size of the slider actually makes it nearly impossible to put it on a small tripod without having tilting issues. Just a thing to keep in mind if you're planning to mount it on a tripod. Now let's talk about the stuff I wish GVM did. I wish it was a little smaller, especially if they can eliminate some of that free play because then it will be easier to move around. It will also have the panning feature which perform even better, and it will be easier to mount on tripod. I also wish they spent spent more time on the remote, it would have also been a lot better if it was wireless. Last but not least, I wish it came preloaded with the loop function every time you turn it on. That would have made it a lot easier and faster to use. Now, with that being said, do I think you should buy this tripod? Listen, if you're willing to deal with the poorly made remote and have no problem with its size, then by all means, go for it and buy it. It's a bargain at $309, especially with its panning feature. It's a solid build and it's pretty light, and they also throw in a very nice bag that makes it easy to travel with. Overall, it's a solid slider for the price. If you guys think I did a poor job reviewing this slider, leave a dislike. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video because it helps tremendously. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notifications bell so you don't miss any future videos. Maybe check out this 20mm lens showdown video. I don't know. Peace.